Okay.
Might want to confirm that.
Brad, could you hear us? Okay, yes, so they can,
Yep, can't
folks
hear you.
online could hear. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and call this regular council meeting on today, May 26, 2026, to order at 6:04 PM. Okay, and before we move into agenda approval, I have missed to actually read the opening statement that Pat had drafted for us a few weeks ago around public meeting conduct. Sorry, this glare is kind of in the way. And I'm going to go ahead and reread it just to make sure that we are setting agreements and expectations amongst those in the audience, with us over here on council, and with our staff, to make sure that we have a smooth conversation and meeting all together today. The standard opening statement. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone that this is a public meeting held to conduct the city business. We welcome public attendance and value community engagement. However, disruptions, including shouting, interrupting speakers, or other disorderly conduct, are not permitted. Anyone who engages in such behavior may be asked to leave so the meeting can proceed. Thank you for your cooperation. And so we will be reminding folks, first reminder during a minor disruption, then it will escalate to a formal warning, and then there will be direction to remove the disruptive individual from the gallery. And we may call a recess if needed. Thank you. Moving forward with agenda approval. Yes.
Roll call?
Oh, yes, thank you for that. So let's go ahead and do a roll call. For the record, all members of council are here, along with their city manager, Jafet. All staff members are here. Am I missing anyone? Monica Hofstetter online? Monica's not online. Okay, Corey? Corey's off today, and then we have Chief Lehman here with us. Am I missing anybody from staff?
Regarding Monica, that she could not attend, that I found out about later this afternoon.
Okay, will she be here later for the executive session?
She could, but she was troubled when I called her.
Okay. Okay, so we're all here, with the exception of Monica Hofstetter and Corey, who is out today. Agenda approval. So we have the agenda before us. Is there any amendments, changes that you all want to make before we move into approving? Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'd like to move the proclamation into the active agenda items, given that it is an item that we vote on. We do need to give the public comment to do that before we vote. Also, I don't know what you guys feel about the approval or PSA for city attorney. I know he's here. I don't know if we want to move that up and maybe even have him take the oath of office and have him sit in today. I don't know what your feeling is about that, Pat.
He's here for the meeting.
So
Yeah.
but he's going to be participating in the meeting? Because the oath of office, well, the oath of office is agenda item G. So should we move it up and have him do that before the rest of the active?
He's invited to an executive session that we're having at the end of the meeting,
So
so
he's not participating in the prior?
not prior to that.
Okay, all right. But yeah, that's all I got.
Would like to make a request to add item B, a motion to add item B. This is a last minute item that was brought to Public Works attention regarding a grant funding that we need to have completed by the end of this week. So we added item B. which is airport perimeter fencing improvement. So if I could have a
Okay.
motion to add that.
And we will be adding an executive session to towards the end of the meeting pursuant to RCW 42.30.110, subsection 1G, to evaluate the qualifications of an applicant for public employment or to review the performance of a public employee. And item I, after having some discussion earlier, I was asked if we could move item I to after executive session, if you all are agreeable to that.
I'm okay with that.
We can do that.
That's fine. Do you want a motion then?
Okay, so, yeah,
You want a motion then to, first of all, with the changes that were announced, with the addition of item B, moving the proclamation into the active agenda, is that right? Was that what you
Yeah.
suggested? And also for the moving of the, where'd it go?
are you stating a motion?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, okay.
Yes. And item I to tonight's agenda, moving resolution I to following the executive session. I would like to make that motion to add those things to the agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
I have a motion by Deputy Mayor Hart and seconded by Council Member Sasati. Is there discussion? Hearing none, I'll initiate a roll call. Councilor Chavez? Yes. Councilor Sasati?
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez?
Yes.
Councilor Dolan?
Yes.
Councilor Galvan?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart?
Yes.
I too vote yes, motion carries.
Madam Mayor, on the same note, then I would vote for approval of the agenda as
Or,
changed.
so, actually, Counselor Galvan stated a change. I'd actually like to agree with that, the proclamation, just because there is public comment.
Moving to the end, yeah.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
If that could be moved.
Yeah, so that was in the motion.
That was already.
Mhm.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
in the
to
motion.
move it into the active agenda. So it'll become the first item.
So then, so I would make the motion to accept the agenda as changed.
Is there a second?
I'll
second. You need it? Okay, I believe that was the motion with the amendments
Well, you
Enough.
have to adopt them, you have to
Okay.
approve the amendments first, or the change.
and then go into, yeah, I think,
Then you adopt.
think you
the
might be right.
agenda As,
okay. So there's a motion to adopt the agenda with the amendments. Got a second by Councilor Sasati? Okay, is there discussion? Hearing none. Councilor Chavez?
Yes.
Councilor Sasati?
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez?
Yes.
Councilor Dolan? Councilor Galvan? Deputy Mayor Hart?
Yes.
I too vote yes, motion carries. Okay. Moving into invocation, is there somebody here to do an invocation for us today? Okay, please approach the mic. Please stand if you're able to, remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father God, I would like to pause before you tonight at this council meeting, and I want to thank you for being here, Lord, in this proximity to deal with all that needs to be dealt with tonight. We thank you for the godly wisdom that you can present here, and we thank you for the unity that this council can come under. We thank you for the needs of our community being met at large, for the safety of this community, for our children, for our schools. We want to thank you for the law enforcement, for the first responders, for all of these people that are working for our city and helping us to have a safe and a prosperous city. And we just love you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey. Can I borrow this?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Okay, now moving into public comment. Is there anybody signed up for public comment? And this is a public comment relating to active agenda items.
Is there anybody else who wants to?
Anybody else that didn't sign up for public comment relating to active agenda items?
Yeah, I signed up for that.
Okay. So for those of you that maybe haven't been around for a little bit, the agenda has just shifted where we have two public comments now, one relating to any active agenda items, and then at the end, we have a second round of public comments for general public comment. So just making sure, and if you haven't signed up for either, let me know, and I can add you to the list. So I have first on the list, Jim Stevens. And citizens are advised that they must limit their remarks to the council to 3 minutes. Council may refer items to staff to review and/or research for presentation at a future meeting.
Jim Stevens, 328 Grandview Avenue, Sunnyside. I wanted to talk about the item on the agenda for to endorse or acknowledge Gay Month or Pride Month, and then also to have the Pride flag flown over the City Hall. I don't have any qualms about people who choose the gay lifestyle. If that's their choice, so be it. We aren't giving equal time, I would say, to, for lack of a better term, the straight people and the gay people. We're saying they're going to fly this flag for them. We're going to have a special month, and we don't do that for the other part of the population. I don't want my grandchildren to be going into a gay lifestyle. I don't want my children to do that. I wouldn't recommend it for people. If it's somebody does, because sometimes it's genetic, sometimes it's choice. I don't think we need to promote it. I don't, especially for young kids. They have a lot of decisions to make. Sometimes it's hard on them. And I think we need to be really careful about that. Sometimes that leads to sex changes, surgery. A lot of those people end up committing suicide. It becomes a real problem. And a lot of them wish they'd have never done it, and leads to psychological problems. So I think we need to be really careful about that, not so cavalier about it. Again, I respect people that make that choice. Not my choice, and I don't think we ought to schlep it off onto the community. Thanks, appreciate it.
Next up on our list is Chelsea Dimas.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Chelsea Dimas. I live in the city of Sunnyside. I just wanted to make the case for why the Pride Proclamation should be signed. I reached out to every member of the council, and I heard from everybody minus one, and that's okay. I know it's busy, but I did want to share some statistics on why I think this matters. Nearly 66% of LGBTQ youth report symptoms of anxiety and depression. The suicide rate is up to 41%, and over 70% of LGBTQ youth report experiencing discrimination based on their identity. 3 in 5 LGBTQ youth experience harassment. There are so many statistics out there, and I don't think it really covers the harm and pain that LGBTQ youth experience every day in schools. I'm very connected with the GSA Club at the Sunnyside High School, and I've had the pleasure of meeting with LGBTQ youth here in our community. Many that have shared that they have gotten attacked even thrown in a trash can, beat up, hurt, simply because of how they identify. So I think when y'all are looking at this proclamation, I think of those youth. Think about what they're going through and what this could mean. There has been a lot of tension and things that have been going on with city council. And I think this would just be a powerful move to show that we support folks, regardless of what we may personally believe, but that we support and stand with them in solidarity. This isn't to promote sex. This isn't to promote nudity, because it's not, that's just the furthest thing that Pride is about. It's about community and accepting people as they are, regardless if you believe in them or believe in the lifestyle or not, because it's not a lifestyle. It's the way we were born. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think those were the only two people on the list for public comment. I'll just go ahead and give this back to you, Hector, in case somebody wants to sign up for general public comment. Yes. It's great. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. 2 items, payroll vouchers. Approved payroll voucher numbers 4211 through 4508 and wire transfers is listed for $677,911.29 for the period ending May 21st, 2026. And B, claim vouchers. Approved claim voucher numbers 4509 through 4523 and wire transfers is listed for $684,907.96 for the period ending on May 22nd, 2026. What is the desire of council?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Councilor Levin.
So I just want to give council and the public an update. Finance Subcommittee has been meeting on a weekly basis with Leo. He has been very informative. One meeting there was Vanessa, right? I think Vanessa was there with some of the invoices. So we've been going through these invoices, these checks, and actually they have not been mailed out until the finance approves them. With that being said, there has been some questions on some of these invoices, and I think as a group in the finance, we haven't received those answers yet, and I think I see a couple of the personnel that could possibly give us those answers if you can permit me to ask some of these questions. So with that being said, transaction number 4518 is for ammonia meter. And just a question from the finance committee, if it was a new or replacement or something that we never have had. And I'll let Chief respond to that.
Yep, I can answer that question. So that is a replacement meter. The meter that we were in possession of prior to, I don't know exactly how old it was, but it was quite old to the point where it was having some operational issues to where it wasn't working. And when we contacted the vendor, it was past the point of being able to repair or get back to working order. So we were unfortunately, our only other option was to replace it. So it is our only one that we currently have just due to the costs. They're not cheap. We do have smaller meters we call 4-gas meters. But when it comes to actually detecting higher levels of ammonia, we require that device there. And that was the purpose of that item.
Are these meters something that the crews take into a building if suspected ammonia could be present?
That is correct, sir. Yeah, they're kind of about the size of like a tablet, right about there.
Okay, the next one is 4911. I think Hector could help us out with this. It's $10,000 for traffic signs and posts. And just a question from the subcommittee is how often do we replace these signs, and who determines, when and how damaged they need to be in order to be replaced?
So to replace the signs, obviously we don't replace them until they're either faded, lost the illumination of the light, when you're, especially in the dark. You see a faded stop sign or you're not able to see it at night, that's a problem. So we replace them as needed. I know we need to stock some because it's not something we can overnight. So that's why we spent that much for the signs.
Okay, thank you. The next one, Leo, maybe you could help us with this one. 4561, it was $3,200 repairs to a 2023 Ford from SIG Customs. And our question was if this is something that's going to be submitted to their insurance for reimbursement. 'Cause it is a newer vehicle, so I'm guessing it was some sort of damage or crash.
Yes, I'm going to be following up on that, and I'm going to get back to you tomorrow.
Okay, and there is some items that we did decide to pull as a committee. One of them being 4920 to the Yakima County Department of Corrections. I think this one on Mr. Lehman, we were looking at the invoices and it appears that that this one might have been coded differently or wrong. It was for inmate housing, but the code that you provided on the signature box was for towing services, and we just want to make sure that these items are coded correctly. So we are pulling this one until we could get the correct code.
That would be an incorrect code. It is inmate housing, and we did find a discrepancy with that bill. It's actually a couple $1,000s less. They charged us for a couple of inmates that were not ours.
Okay, so it's a good thing we're pulling it.
Good thing we asked.
So the next one is that we're pulling is 4906 for $8,200, $66.18 to SIG Custom Body and Paint. Just for the same reason as to it looks like it could be submitted to the insurance. It is repairs to a police vehicle. So Leo was gonna look into that and get back to us.
Yes. Yes, I will tomorrow.
Thank you. No further questions from the finance subcommittee.
Any other questions? Hearing none, what is the desire of council regarding the consent agenda?
Move to approve.
Second?
Got a motion by Councilor Galvan, second by Deputy Mayor Hart. Is there any other discussion?
Would we be mentioning the items that were pulled?
What's that?
In your motion, were you going to mention the items that were pulled?
I did mention the numbers that we were pulling, the transaction numbers.
If that's all it takes,
Those were taken, okay. Just making sure.
that had to be in the motion.
Okay. Hearing no further discussion. Counselor Chavez,
Yes.
Counselor Zesati,
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez,
Yes.
Counselor Dolan,
Yes.
Counselor Galvan,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
I too vote yes, motion carries. Okay, moving into active agenda. So per the approved amendments by council, we are moving the Pride Proclamation as the first item on the active agenda. Pat, did you print the proclamation for me?
Right. Let me,
If you didn't, I have it here.
I have it as well. Let me swing back here to the resolution,
Okay.
or the agenda bill, rather.
I just pulled it up. I can-
So the recognition of Pride Month is in support of the LGBTQ plus community. Supporters of this proclamation believe that it brings residents together, supports one another, shows solidarity for all its citizens, celebrates all people and all cultures, and affirms their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion for all people in the community. In addition to the proclamation, supporters are asking for the pride flag to be flown at City Hall for the month of June.
Okay. So this proclamation is being brought before council. It was submitted by Chelsea Dimas, whom you heard of from during public comment regarding the active items on the agenda. After having consulted with her, she did mention that if there was certain language in there that would raise some concerns, that she was agreeable to striking language around waving of the flag. Is there any other questions regarding this, or we can enter into a motion in a second, and then we can have discussion. Go ahead, Counselor Galvan.
So I did talk to Chelsea Demas, and I shared my, my concerns with flying a pride flag at City Hall, and she then, mentioned that her initial proclamation did not include the wording flying of the flag, the pride flag at City Hall. So I was just curious as to how, if she didn't submit it with flying of the flag, how it got in there.
This was, it was a sample proclamation, and it included that in the sample. So I customized it for the city of Sunnyside and drafted the resolution to indicate that. But a motion can be made to accept the proclamation without the flying of the flag if you want it. I mean, whatever the motion you want to make, that I just provided a sample motion.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Counselor Vasquez.
Yeah, so there is one word that I would like, if it could be just crossed out. Here it says celebrates all people and cultures and affirms their commitment. Just like the word celebrates, it's kind of like us celebrating everything that this community does. So that's one word that I would prefer to get striked out.
Where exactly?
The word celebrates,
In
the fourth bullet.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one.
Under summary,
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, on the cover page.
correct.
Okay,
On the agenda bill, it
That's-
just,
yeah.
but the proclamation doesn't have that wording that you're asking.
It's only on the cover page, Counselor Vasquez. Okay. What is the desire of council? Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to remove the part of waving the flag up in City Hall for this.
Okay, and that can go into the motion. Do you want to just make a full motion? Okay. I believe the motion should entertain,
Okay.
Karen, you could
either-
read the motion as a sample there and then just not include the part about flying.
I don't think
No.
that's not what you want to do, right? Okay. So,
Do we have a copy of this thing, say what it's supposed to say?
have it right here, actually, here. Could you read that? It's on
Maybe.
my phone, so it's a
Oh,
little,
let's see here. It's the first,
see it?
right down here.
Yep.
So I move to approve the resolution and to authorize the mayor to issue Pride Month proclamation and for the month of June.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Is there further discussion?
Madam Mayor.
Go ahead.
One of the things that I know that it's always kind of a touchy issue in a small community, but I just want to remind people, I've gotten in trouble with my granddaughter on a number of, or family members on a number of different times by saying that it was a lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle. It's how we are. It's just how we are. And so I just want to make that clear. It's not a lifestyle. I've gotten in trouble many times by calling it a lifestyle, and so I know better now. So just, it's how they are, and I just think that we need to support them just based on the different percentages that are impacted. But all families are impacted by this situation, and so I don't want to call it a situation either. I'll get in trouble with that one too. But we're all impacted by the community, so.
Go ahead, Counselor Vasquez.
Yes, I too would like to say something. So I actually have family member who one is gay and the other is bisexual, and I love them so much. They're my family. And, whatever at the end of the day anyone decides to do with their lives is their decision. And I do firmly believe that every person deserves dignity, kindness, and respect, no matter what they do, no matter their background or their choices. So I just want to be clear with that, and everyone should be respected and treated equal.
Thank you, Counselor Vasquez. Anyone else? Any other discussion, thoughts? Go ahead, Counselor Sati.
Well said.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
No, well said, Karen. That was good, Counselor. I also serve many individuals. Okay, and many know that I worked in the school district, and I witnessed a lot of what they went through, and it was tough. It was tough. So I've got to agree with what you said, Chelsea. That was really tough because I worked at schools and met with a lot of the kids and seeing what they went through, and it was tough to see that.
Go ahead, Counselor Galvan.
So I just want to read something that I was, writing over the course of the weekend. One of the things I value most about our country is the freedom of the people to hold different opinions, vote differently, express different beliefs, and still live together as neighbors. True tolerance is not agreeing with everyone. It is respecting the rights of humanity, of people, even when we disagree. So even when we have these disagreements, I think if we all learn to respect one another's opinions and not necessarily attack somebody else's beliefs, somebody else's opinions, I think this world could be a better place. And just that understanding of, not everybody's going to believe the same thing that you believe. And, I have family too in the community, and I voted for it 2 years ago, and I still respect the community. It's not, but I do understand that other families, do believe differently. But it's up to the parents. It shouldn't be up to the community to tell the youth what to do. Influence the youth. Let's leave it to the parents.
Mhm. And, disagreeing is perfectly okay. That's what makes a democracy at the end of the day.
Thank you, Counselor Galvan. Any further comments? Okay. Oh, no, saw Counselor Dolan reaching for the mic. Hearing none. I'll go ahead and initiate a roll call. Counselor Chavez.
Yes.
Counselor Sasati.
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez.
No.
Counselor Dolan.
No.
Counselor Galvan. Deputy Mayor Hart.
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion carries. Since the motion carried, I will go ahead and now read the proclamation into the record. Whereas the City of Sunnyside is committed to fostering a welcoming, inclusive, and respectful community for all residents, and whereas lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and other LGBTQ+ individuals are an important part of the Sunnyside community and contribute meaningfully to the civic, cultural, social, and economic life of our city, and whereas Pride Month is observed each June across the United States to recognize the history, achievements, and continuing pursuit of equality, dignity, and justice for LGBTQ+ people. And whereas the City of Sunnyside affirms the principle that every person deserves to live openly and authentically without fear of discrimination, harassment, or violence. And whereas recognizing Pride Month promotes understanding, compassion, and mutual respect amongst all members of our community. And whereas the City of Sunnyside desires to demonstrate support for its LGBTQ+ residents, employees, families, friends, and neighbors by recognizing Pride Month. Now, therefore, I, Vicky Frosto, Mayor of the City of Sunnyside, Washington, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2026 as Pride Month in the City of Sunnyside and encourage all residents to celebrate diversity, promote inclusion, and continue working toward a community where every individual is treated with dignity and respect. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Sunnyside to be affixed this 26th day of May, 2026, in witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand, I think that was a double. Set my hand to be fixed, done at the City of Sunnyside this 26th day of May in the year 2026. It's okay, we say it a couple times around here. I will go ahead and sign this and get you an official copy. Congratulations. paper. Thank you. Moving on. Item B, Lions Club fireworks standby fee waiver request. Propose a motion directing the interim city manager to waive the fire department public works display standby fee of $210 per hour for the 2026 4th of July Lions Club fireworks event. Mr. Haley.
I'll defer to Cameron that is using his staff as a part of this celebration.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. If you guys recall, about this time last year, we implemented an amendment to our schedule of fees and charges to reflect cost recovery for the requirements to adhere to our own municipal code, which constitutes the fire department's staffing a Type 1 engine, which is a traditional pumper or fire engine, with a crew of 3 at all public displays of firework events. So that was put into effect last year. And again, that was to offset our costs to be able to do those standbys. So been in effect for about a year, but earlier last week or the week prior, Mr. Haley, I apologize. Regardless, we received a formal written request for the Lions Club to waive such fees so they can put on their annual event, which according to their letter, they've been doing since 1996. Am I correct, Deputy Mayor? Give or take. So I bring it before the council at your discretion to determine whether or not I do not have the authority to waive those as part of the schedule and fees and charges. So we bring it forward to you all today. And I stand for any questions.
Council, any questions? Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
So the EMS crew that's going to be on standby, that's not a crew that's going to be able to respond to regular calls, right? It's going to be overtime and they have to stay there to tend to any medical issues there.
So this is not a medical standby per se. This is for fire crews for the fireworks themselves. But to your question, that is correct. So per the municipal code, they have to be dedicated to the incident. So they cannot leave and respond on emergencies. They are there for the duration of the event, which technically includes 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after the event. After is particularly to ensure that we don't have any delays in ignition or something doesn't decide to spark off without the pyrotechnics awareness.
And how many, I guess, personnel do we need there?
So per the municipal code, it is required to have 3 personnel. on the
And
apparatus.
if I may, continue, are there any of them volunteer or are they all paid?
So it's honestly, it's whatever we can get. So it's a combination of both. So we, per contract, put out for paid, but we also put it out for volunteers as well. We put it out. At this point, we've had 1 career member offer to work it. At that point, then we'll put it out to volunteers. There is a cost for that as well. Volunteers are paid. A stipend different than a crew member, but there is still those fees incurred, but more so less. So the fees that we implemented in the fee schedule is to not only cover kind of average costs for the staffing, but also for wear and tear, fuel, that kind of thing. So it's a break even number at that point.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Go ahead, Councilor Sisati.
And that's on top of the hourly rate that is listed here, the wages?
That's included. So that 1 hourly rate, that is all encompassing of those expenses, those city expenses. If that answers your question.
It does. Can I follow up?
Go ahead.
So you said you guys are there usually 30 minutes before the fireworks and 30 minutes after. How long about is the firework display? Is it about an hour?
So that was one thing, is the request letter sent to us referenced that the crews normally stand by for about 4 hours. I'm not going to contradict that, but that does seem longer than what would be normal. Typically counting the half hour before and the half hour after, we're looking at about a 2-hour window. Again, I wasn't going to disagree with the request letter, but historically in these events, we see about a 2-hour total window.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, that's why I've asked, because I've been there before and it didn't seem like to go 4 hours or even close to 4. So
I put in the request what was in their request, but yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
realistically to more of
I
a
wish we
2-hour
could go 4 hours.
Go ahead.
So should the amount then be changed to reflect this 2 hours instead of the 4?
So it can, again, just the cover sheet on there was put just based on what the request letter was coming in. So the actual costs, I believe to be less than that, but I wanted to incorporate what the formal request captured.
Okay.
What hours are they requesting you be there?
So I don't believe the actual request has them. We typically get that when we get the permit application. It'll get put in there, the hours of display, and then we will do the half hour before and half hour after. So this is, and Deputy Mayor, feel free to step in at any point, but this is done preliminary because I think that my understanding is the determination of council's decision tonight will dictate whether or not they apply for the permit. Am I correct, Deputy Mayor, or incorrect?
We're applying for the permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do that. And to answer the other question, normally the fireworks begins just at dusk. It's usually probably about 9:45. It's usually over by about 11 o'clock. Unless I can make them stretch it further on the fire, how long we blow the fireworks. But it's usually just about, I believe, 2 hours is sufficient for us. And so we were just trying to err on the larger side, but we'll back it off. We can do that.
Maybe the motion can entertain the actual.
I have a different
ahead.
question. I guess if it's only gonna be 2 hours, isn't there a minimum when you call in a crew like that?
Yeah, per contract, it's 3 hours.
So it's
is the
gonna be
minimum.
It's the minimum.
That's a pretty good cushion in the sense too, is by time, their time
Set
doesn't
up.
start the moment the unit arrives at the event.
Mhm.
So having 2 hours at the event, by the time get there, get the rig going, get there, get set up, do their thing,
Mhm.
get back, get the unit back in service, we'd be within that 3 hour window.
Any other question? I have a question about the voting, but go ahead.
I just have one more thing to say. I have many things to say, but I'm particularly with this. Over the years, since about 1995, I think it is when we first did our first fireworks down at the football field, the Clem Sim High School football field. The firemen have always been there, and they've always been on hand for us. Sometimes we've fed them, and sometimes we've figured out other ways to help take care of them while they're there, get them water and so forth. And we do appreciate them being there. It's not that we don't want to do the at least the 3 hours. I'm just concerned if we will be able to raise that sort of money to pay for the standby amount. But if that's the way the council goes, then we will figure out something. But and we do, as I said, we do appreciate them, and you guys have always been very, very professional about it. So walk through and play the games and eat the watermelon too, and the hot dog contest.
Got to participate.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Any other questions? In a discussion with Mr. Haley regarding this item on the agenda, I did ask if by 3 of us are members, are active members of the Lions Club, and we are asking for a monetary payment from the city to the club. I believe that maybe to the err on the side of caution, if we are active members, we should probably recuse ourselves from the vote.
Yeah. I
You're-
agree.
You're not benefiting from it per se, so.
Well, I think just in the, Madam Mayor.
I just wanted to put it on the table before it comes back.
We don't benefit financially from the event. You're right, but I think in the area of transparency, we will all be out on the field with any luck at all, doing our games and so on and so forth. But we don't actually earn anything from it. It's what we do to volunteer and to help support our community every year since 1995. And but we're happy to recuse ourselves. I can speak for the mayor or Councilman Vasquez, but I think we've voted in the past, but we know that we probably should recuse ourselves.
We've definitely voted in the past, and at the end of the day, I think this can be very like separated just because this is for community. It's not something specifically for the club or for our benefit. So I would like to vote.
Okay. Just wanted to put it out there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other? Are you planning to recuse yourself or are you?
I am, I will.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna plan to stay. I can plan to stay too.
Okay.
Yeah. Haven't been very active in the club, but it's all for goodwill. Hearing no other discussion from council. What is the desire of council?
I'd like to propose a motion directing the interim city manager to waive the fire department public works a fireworks display standby fee of $210 per hour for the 2026 4th of July Lions Club fireworks event.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there a discussion?
So
Go ahead, Councilor Goodwin.
So I know this year's an important year, right, for America. It's 250 years of independence, of being a country. And, with that being said, I think celebrations are something warranted for the community. Just a safe environment for families to go enjoy the fireworks. I know that there's going to be plenty of other fireworks, but this is just a safe way to families to enjoy it. So.
Absolutely. Any other comments? Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and initiate a roll call. Councilor Chavez?
Yes.
Councilor Zosati?
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez?
Yes.
Councilor Dolan?
Yes.
Councilor Galvan?
Yes.
I too vote yes, motion carries.
And if I may, I believe you still have to call on the deputy mayor, and just for the record, she'll recuse on the record.
I believe when you recuse, you have to actually step out of the room.
Oh, guys, come on.
No, actually, like if y'all want to actually do it the right way,
I'm
someone
sure
has.
you're right, but I was being
Yeah,
polite.
this was according to Ann McFarlane in her training.
Yeah, I know.
So if that's the way that if y'all actually want to do it right, I can go back and she can recuse herself on the record.
I'll recuse myself on the record.
Okay, Deputy Mayor.
I'll recuse myself on the record.
Okay.
Now, but do we also have the one about the funds?
The one about the funds is not
I thought that was also on.
on here.
It's a mayor's report. It's not it's just a request that we can make.
Mayor's. Okay,
As a mayor's report, you can.
At the end?
Yeah, at the end.
Okay, and then I can hand that over to you. Okay. Item C.
or do we do B on the airport?
Yeah, it just moved to item C because we added the Pride Proclamation for item A. So I'm just moving it down. Airport perimeter fencing improvements, task order 26083. Approve a resolution to allow the interim city manager to execute task order 26083 for the airport perimeter fencing improvements project. Go ahead, Mr. Haley.
Again, I'd like to defer to this to staff. Hector, would you address this issue?
Yes. Good evening, Council and Mayor. The city of Sunnyside advertised for consultant selection to complete aviation improvements to improve Sunnyside Municipal Airport. HLA Engineering and Land Surveying, Inc. was selected based on qualification and required by the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA. City staff desires to secure expiring federal funds for the purpose of design engineering for a perimeter fence as identified in the airport layout plan. Design engineering will include environmental documents, 60%, 90%, and 100% contract documents to review by the FAA and city staff, coordinations with tenants and stakeholders. The preparation of a aviation easement to secure the runway protection zone for right-of-way 25 and meeting all FAA requirements necessary for construction advertisement authorization. The task order includes construction engineering services, which is a requirement of the FAA. Service all include the preparation of grant application secured construction funding. Design engineering services are anticipated over the remaining 2026 calendar year, with the construction improvement occurring in 2027, depending on funding ability. And I'm here for any questions. I also have Brad Cooper, who is also that has replaced Stephanie Ray, who is no longer with HLA, online.
I have a few questions.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me how many full-time employees we have working at the airport?
Full-time employees, none.
So how do we pay out $26,925.48 for employee wages?
Because with that, the street department does go out there to spray around the perimeter. And if there's any crack ceiling that needs to get taken care of or sweeping, we do have employees that go out there. And we do have a janitorial staff that would go out there and clean the office area for pilots to stop by.
There's an office area?
Yes, sir.
Where is that located?
That is actually on Mr. Bob's, right? It's connected to his building.
Yeah, and that's an office area?
Well, narrowed
If you
away.
can get the cobwebs out of the way as you walk through there, it's an office area. I'd like to see a breakdown of the pay that goes out. I can't believe we spend $26,925.
Yes, sir. I will see what I can do about getting that for you.
I'd like to know who's getting paid that much money for going out there because I could see where a lot more sweeping could be done for that. I also like to know what, I'm guessing the professional services is HLA for their input. The liability insurance speaks for itself. The employee benefits are $11,404.
I believe so. That's for insurance purpose that they get through the city.
Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
So I guess, Councilor Dolan, I think, I know you're passionate with numbers and I am too. I think we need to stick to the item on hand on the agenda, and that has to do with the fencing and approving this particular item.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. With that being said, I have some questions, regarding the item, Hector. So,
Please.
so the cost of this, it's just for the engineering, right? And it's not necessarily the construction costs. And, it's astounding how much, money goes into engineering and preparing just for a fence, right? If it was me, I would just put a line and put post and fence, but city and state and federal just like to do it the hard way and make it more expensive, I guess. So with that being said, where's this money coming from?
It is coming from the FAA grant that we received. It is, I don't believe there's any cost to us. I know on a later item that we have on the agenda that I submitted, that it's a grant that we have gone out for. We have about, off the top of my head, it's like $413,000 that we received through FAA. So if we don't, and it's, I believe it's a certain amount that we've just collected and moved forward to the next year, to the next year, to the next year. Speaking to Angus Fisher, who I deal with FAA, it's something that has been brought up many times prior to me to be done, and so now we are at the limit of either we use it or we lose it. And as everybody knows, we don't want to lose any money, especially the FAA with the airport that we have. It could be very hard to receive more grants.
No, I'm all for it, right? They want to give us money. Let's take it. Let's accept it. But what about when it comes to building? Are they going to give us money for that too? Or
And I am working on that with the next grant that's coming up through them. That is, I'm working with them for 2027 to receive more money.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Galvan. Counselor Dolan.
Do you have records of the money coming in?
Do I have records of the money coming in? I believe I can get
Does
that.
everything go to finance or where is it routed?
I don't believe we received it yet. It's still there at FAA. We have not,
The monthly rentals for the airport?
the monthly rentals, those invoices should have been going to finance. I know last year we did invoice. I can work with Leo to see where any of that other money, the more of the invoices that came in prior to me has gone and been allocated to that line item.
Councilor Dolan, I can help you and get you the information starting tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you. Please, let's keep the conversations germane to the item on the agenda. Any other questions or comments around fencing?
Madam Mayor.
Go ahead.
I'd like to approve a resolution to allow the interim city manager to execute task order 26083 for the airport perimeter fencing improvement project.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Deputy Mayor and a second by Council Member Galvan. Is there any other discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Go ahead.
The fencing has always been kind of an issue out at the airport because it's pretty open out there, but the fencing is really good to keep the borders pretty fair on where the airport is supposed to be at. So I think that's something that even the airport in Yakima has a fence around it if you look real close.
Right.
And so that's what this fencing is. And it's being, the design and for where it's supposed to be, that's being done by HLA.
Correct.
And so that's the engineering part of that. But we've been working on getting fencing out there for a number of years.
And I
So-
believe that way we can, what I've been told was there's been some speed racers out there trying to race on our airport turnpike. So
No, we don't need that.
that's something we can do our best to eliminate.
Yeah, we don't need to have dirt bikes on the airplane, on the airport tarmac where we're taking in hospital helicopters and airplanes for medical evacuations and that sort of thing for the private pilots. So fencing is good.
I can contribute, Tom. Brad, you can confirm this, but in this task order, 95% is being paid for by the FAA and 5% is the local match. So FAA dollars usually come from gas tax on airplanes, and that's how they pump money back into the system. And airport security has become kind of a thing since 9/11. And so airports across the country are getting fenced to provide higher protection and security.
Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
Thank you for clarifying that the city is responsible then for the 5%. So I think going forward, stuff like that should be well noted in the summary, just so council knows, what they're voting on, because later on we don't want surprises. And we just had a finance meeting and we're hoping for the best.
So it does state on this, on my agenda cover sheet, funding for the work of the task orders provide 95% from the airport improvement program and the 5% of local funds. So it does state on my second sheet.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have included that. Excuse me.
Actually, George, this was a late ad, so you might not have seen it other than just now. So
Yeah.
we apologize for that.
Gotcha.
Well, and if you don't mind, I can add to this. The task order that you're talking about now is on the agenda. The part that's not is the approval for accepting the FAA funds that pay for this task order. That was intended to be on here and precede the task order discussion so that then you were voting on approving receipt of the FAA funds and then coming back to then approve on the fact that this task order exists to then design and use the funds for design and construction services. So that's where that was the original intention.
That was what was brought to me later on today. It was a big paperwork documents that did not come through our computer system. So when he had zip drived it to me, that's when it all came in and I was able to add it. So my apologies.
So
Go ahead.
do we need to table this? And I mean, I like the way that
Yeah.
Mr. Cooper stated, we do have to
We
approve
can
resolution.
we can table this and then I can do item, I believe it would be.
Yeah, because what's in front of me is just about
Yes, it's
the fencing improvement project. There's no numbers.
So
Yeah, it
there's a
would be-
risk of, if you table it to another session, the funding we're talking about today that the FAA would provide expires if it's not accepted by the end of this week.
No.
So
They're
can-
asking if we can move up the application. I'm understanding.
Well, it sounds like we need a resolution to approve the acceptance of the funding
It is on here.
tonight,
Yeah.
right?
It is on here tonight. That's the one that got put in late.
So is that why I'm not seeing it either?
It's towards the bottom. It would be J.
I'm sorry, this is why I was confused.
Mhm.
Mr. City Manager, excuse me. So there is a deadline for this particular application.
Right, so there's kind of a two-part component that Brad's referring to. One is the application for the funding, and two is a resolution saying, okay, if you accept the funding, this is what you're going to use it for. Just to, document that you are, in receiving the funding, you're going to use it for the purposes that you have applied for. And so we could do that at a later resolution to accept the money. I think Brad is saying, don't miss the deadline to make the application.
What is that?
So the resolution for federal aviation grant agreement for AIG is actually on the agenda for tonight.
I believe he's right. That would be on page 121. It's under federal aviation grant agreements,
Yeah.
correct?
Correct.
And then I do see that we would be allowing the interim city manager to execute the grant agreements with Federal Aviation Administration. So that is on.
It is on here.
I guess it just depends on when you I mean, I opened this PDF, not today, it must have been added, what, an hour or 2 hours before the meeting?
No, it was added at noon today.
I mean, yeah, so I opened it way before that. So that's why I'm not seeing it, but.
Well,
Okay. What is the desire of council? I'll go ahead for those of you who have it in front of you to make the specific motion.
I think we have a motion on the,
We already have one.
Who had the motion? It was you, Deputy Mayor?
It was to approve the resolution to allow the interim city manager to execute the task order with the
Okay.
number to the airport perimeter fencing improvement project. But it didn't include the 95.5.
It's
That would be separate.
It doesn't on my page in front of me is what I'm saying. It might on the more laid out that document. But that was my original, and that was a second to that, and we haven't voted on it, so.
Okay. So if there's a second? Is
yeah, I
this-
second.
Counselor Galvan, second on it.
Okay, and is there further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Counselor Chavez?
Yes.
Counselor Sasati?
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez?
Yes.
Counselor Dolan?
Yes.
Counselor Galvan?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart?
Yes.
Okay, I too vote yes, motion carries. Okay. This was C. Okay, so moving on to D. Do I have that correct? I feel like we all have different agendas. resolution setting the date of June 8th, 2026 to consider the Planning Commission's recommendation on the planned unit development and preliminary plat of Reese Estates. Approve a resolution setting June 8th, 2026 as a date for the council to consider the Planning Commission's recommendation on the planned unit development and preliminary plat of Ruiz Estates. Mr. Haley.
Again, Hector, would you
Yes.
out on that?
So the Planning Commission held an open record public hearing on May 12th, 2026 to consider the planned unit development and preliminary plat of Reese Estate, PUD-25-1 and PLP-25-4 with SEPA SEPA-26-3 and issued its recommendation for approval, subject to conditions in accordance with the SMC 16.28.120. Upon recipient of the recommendation of Planning Commission, the council shall set the date for a closed recorded hearing where it may adopt or reject the recommendation of a Planning Commission. And I'm here to answer any questions if you have any.
So we're
Council-
just,
Oh,
we're
go
just
ahead.
setting a date, right?
Yes,
for the
we're just
hearing?
setting a date for June 8th.
Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none. What's the desire of council?
I move to approve a resolution setting June 8th, 2026 as the date for the council to consider the Planning Commission's recommendations on the planned unit development and preliminary plat of Reese Estates.
And I'll second.
Okay, have a motion by Counselor Galvan, seconded by Counselor Vasquez. Is there further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Chavez,
Yes.
Counselor Sasaki,
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez,
Yes.
Counselor Dolan,
Yes.
Counselor Galvan,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart.
Yes.
I too vote yes, motion carries. Okay, moving on to E, budget amendment for the purchase of the new sewer vac truck purchase. Approve a resolution for approval from the city council for the budget amendment for the purchase of the new sewer vac truck to pay the order bill. Mr. Haley.
Hector, help me out.
Yes, sir. On March 10th, 2025, Resolution 2025-23 was brought to council for permission to order a new sewer vac truck. The resolution was approved and the sewer vac truck was ordered. The sewer department received the new vac truck on May 4th, 2026. No budget amendment was done for the new sewer vac truck, and we are bringing an amendment for the amount of $637,803.50. And I put in the documents of the council minutes that when it was approved.
Go ahead, Counselor Galvan.
So at the Finance Subcommittee meeting that we had this afternoon, we discussed this a little bit further. And we discovered that the bill was due May 21st?
May 1st.
May 1st. So also on the invoice was small wording that said that, it was a 1.5 charge per month if it wasn't paid by that date. So what the Finance Subcommittee discussed is that Leo was going to give them a call and just explain to them the process of council approving this. And hopefully we don't get a late charge for this invoice. So I hope Leo, you have a success with them.
Yes. I'm sure that they have experience dealing with municipalities, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to have them take it off if they add it.
So hopefully they don't add it, because if they do, then we have to come back and do another amendment to this.
Yeah.
All right.
Go
I've got a
ahead,
question.
Counselor Chavez.
What are we looking at if they do not, if they decide to charge us for that?
I haven't done the math, but so I don't know.
Okay.
But that's exactly, we're just going to go ahead and pay these 637,000 for sure. I'm sure. Yeah. I want to add something else to the amendment. There is that I don't have the whole amendment with me, but that amount, that extra amount to bring the beginning balance to match the ending balance of the fund for last year. Hector, could you?
And I believe I got the answer for your, it was 1.5%, you said?
Yeah.
It's, if my math is correct, it's 9,567.05.
So this amendment would be twofold. We will be adding 47,803.50 to the beginning balance of the rental fund, in addition to the 637,641.54 for the actual invoice cost of the Vector truck. So this one amendment is going to take care of these two items at the same time. Any questions?
Counselor Dolan had his hand up first. Go ahead.
So I mean, I know we discussed this before in past years, right? Where we let these invoices go overdue and then we get those late fees. Is there, and I know you're doing changes, right, Leo? So I guess, can we do better? Can we do better in maybe bringing this to council sooner rather than later? I mean, we got the bill back in April 20th, I believe I saw a date on there. So I just asked the staff if we could.
You are right. But this invoice was just brought to me last week to my, to me last week. So I was just became aware of it last week. But I hear what you're saying. So we're going to do better in bringing this up to my attention in the future.
Are these invoices being emailed or mailed to City Hall, and to who are they being sent to then?
We have an accounts payable inbox. So we are receiving them in the inbox frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to investigate further how this invoice came about and how we just got the invoice just now. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Counselor Dolan had his hand up. Counselor Sasati.
I was just curious, I didn't want to get too far off track about the purchase of a new vac truck, but I'm wondering about the one we have and how's it working? And are we going to have a?
So how's it working? It's not.
Actually, it is.
It is. It's running, but the Vector itself and the jet, what I was told is it's old. It's up. It needs to be updated. There is times where the vac truck does not turn on. I know that I have been working with Department of Ecology to on a storm grant that we have to allow our storm department purchase that vac truck so we can refurbish it and use it during storm for stormwater. So
I used it last week.
Okay.
And it's working well. I'm just curious about the need for two. Do we have that much of a sewage problem, storm water problem that we have two vac trucks now? Just a question.
No, and it's a very good question. I believe we do. We are running our Vector truck on a maintenance that does our stormwater, our sewer lines daily. With the reason of having two, I believe it's usable for not only stormwater but for the water department also. When we have those when we have water leaks, we are able to use it. If we need a backup, we have the second one in town and don't have to call out to other cities for their vac truck. Grandview, Prosser. So we've called Prosser for theirs, and we've called Grandview for theirs.
Go ahead, Counselor Sasati.
I think my question might be a little off track. That's okay.
Go ahead, Counselor Galvan.
So I know it's maybe not a topic, but we got a new vac truck for a reason, right? We got it because the old one was just having so many issues, so many maintenance, and we keep seeing repairs for the Vector truck. So why would we keep an issue that we have to keep paying money into it, that we have to keep, putting repair bills to? I mean, if it was up to me, I would send it off to auction and let somebody else deal with the headaches and not so much our pocketbooks, right? The taxpayers that have to pay for these bills. That's just my thought on this, the secondary, but I mean,
And that is a good thought. The only reason we were thinking of keeping it is if we have not sent it out yet, but talking to Mr. Morales and that's what our thought thinking was for the purpose of not having one Vector stop, doing a project, either cleaning storm drains or doing sewer lines to go handle another problem where we can have the second one, the older one, as more of a floater. So that was our thought theory behind it. If council would like, I mean, we are more than happy to send it off to auction or surplus it with your guys' permission and use just the one vac truck.
Go ahead, Counselor Chavez.
If we were to send it out for surplus, what are we looking at? What would the city get for it?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you the number for it.
Because if we're looking for a new one at 637, it's a lot.
It's more than that.
And we're still putting money into the old one?
Right now, we have not. I mean, like I said, we haven't taken it over to anybody to refurbish it or see what is wrong with it. I know the engine is old. I was told that the engine had been rebuilt. The pump itself and the Vector vacuum needs to be taken care of. There's many problems. The pump itself for the water, jet water, it's old. There's many problems with it. But like I stated, if this is something council would like me to entertain of surplusing it and sending it out to auction, I'd be more than happy to also.
Go ahead, Counselor Dolan.
Maybe checking into the auction or what the truck would bring, and we could pick up a few motors to have on our lift station so we're not running off of one motor. Have backup for those. Just an idea.
No, yes, sir. We'd be more than happy to do that.
Any other comments? Okay, hearing no further comments, what's the desire of council?
Move to approve a resolution for the approval from the city council for the budget amendment for the purchase of a new sewer vac truck to pay the order bill.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Counselor Galvan and seconded by Counselor Chavez. Further, I heard Counselor Chavez. Was there another one?
I believe Dolan seconded before Chavez.
Okay, seconded by Counselor Dolan. Excuse me, Mr. Dolan. I didn't hear that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Chavez.
Yes.
Counselor Sasati.
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez.
Yes.
Counselor Dolan.
Yes.
Counselor Galvan.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart.
Yes.
I do vote yes, motion carries. Okay, next item on the list, 6-year transportation improvement plan, public hearing, setting a date. Approving a resolution setting June 22nd, 2026 as a date for the public hearing to consider the 2027 to 2032 6-year TIP. Mr. Haley.
Hector.
Yes, sir. Jurisdiction intended to receive state or federal transportation funding are required to prepare a 6-year transportation improvement plan, TIP, consistent with Washington State Department of Transportation, WSDOT requirements. The 6-year TIP should identify the transportation priorities for the city for the next 6 years and must include projects which have secured funding and also plan projects for which the city intends to seek for funding for. Jurisdiction are required to conduct a public hearing to solicit comments on the 6-year tip. Following public hearing and addressing any comments, the jurisdiction is required to adopt the 6-year tip. After adoption, the 6-year tip is sent to the regional MOP, which is our YVCOG, which also solicitates for public comment. The MOP develops the MRITP and forwards the MRITIP to WashDOT. So I am asking for us to be able to do a June 22nd public hearing.
Any initial questions? Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
And again, this is just to set the date, right, for public?
Yes, just to set a date.
You'll have a full report then.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Further questions? Hearing none. What is the desire of council?
I make a motion to approve the resolution setting June 22nd, 2026 as the date for public hearing to consider the 2027-2032 6-year tip.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion by Councilor Vasquez and seconded by Councilor Chavez. Further discussion? Hearing none. Councilor Chavez?
Yes.
Councilor Sasaki?
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez?
Yes.
Councilor Dolan?
Yes.
Councilor Galvan?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart?
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. For all the support on every single one. I appreciate it.
There's a lot.
Yes.
Okay, next on our list, we're getting through this. Resolution for approval of PSA for city attorney. Mr. Haley.
Thank you, Mayor. City Council, we did a search for a replacement attorney after the termination of our contract, and I interviewed 2 firms. One was Malik and Malik, and another one was, I forget the name of the firm, but they were out of Issaquah. I got that company from Bonnie Lake, who had done an RFP for city attorney services. They weren't selected, but they were on the list of respondents. So I interviewed them. And then I talked to Dan Height, who used to be the city attorney here for Sunnyside, who now works for the city of Toppenish, and gave him my thoughts as to the process of selecting a city attorney. And he concurred that the rationale that I was using in selecting the city attorney was appropriate. So I am here to propose an agreement with the law firm of Malik and Malik out of Boise, Idaho, for legal services of Rob Luce as the city attorney for the city of Sunnyside.
And I believe Rob is here with us, right? Rob, do you want to approach the podium in the case council members have any questions for you?
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, nice to have you. Council members, any questions? Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
Rob, right? Rob. With your firm, are you the one that's going to be personally here or on Zoom on day or somebody else from your firm?
So just a little bit of background to answer that question. I was the city attorney for Boise for 4 years, and I'm the city attorney for my hometown in Southeast Alaska at the present time. The city of Sunnyside would be our primary municipal client here in this part of Washington. I brought one of my deputy city attorneys from Boise into our firm. And we recently hired another municipal lawyer who does work for Colfax and some of the other smaller cities in that part of the state. So there are actually 3 of us on the team. I will be the primary point of contact. And I would say that, well over half of the interaction, 75% of their interaction would be with me. I travel a fair amount. And so Kim Smith, who's the deputy attorney at Boise, would be the second. And then Hannah is the person who does the work for Colfax, would be kind of third or on deck, so to speak. But I'd be your primary point of contact.
Another question, if I could.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And I'm sure you guys know the difference of form of government and what Sunnyside is. Just because sometimes, you know, the lines get blurred or maybe just don't not respected. But I just want to make sure that, you know, the form of government is something that either you or whoever is on board completely understands.
Very, 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 very familiar. City of Boise was the same setup. City of Wrangell is the same setup. City of Colfax, the same setup. The municipal codes are different from city to city, but in a sense, they're also quite similar in how they're structured and how they set things up. I was lucky enough, I came over on the bus today, and I got to read the City of Sunnyside code, municipal code. I read that on the way over, and I did take one nap on the way, but I did get through all of that. It's very, very similar to what we see throughout the Pacific Northwest, Intermountain West.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Councilor Vasquez.
Yeah, so you said you travel a good amount. So aside from that, would you also be willing or able to attend through Zoom?
Oh, absolutely. Wrangell is almost 2,000 miles from Boise. And I'm up there a week every other month or so to attend things in person because Zoom's great, but you need to have a personal presence to build that trust and relationship. And so I'll attend, those meetings when I'm up there, and then on Zoom whenever they want me. The arrangement we have up there is that I don't attend every meeting of council. A lot of the meetings are, you've got your consent agenda and it's kind of rote, and to have a city attorney there or an attorney there present who doesn't even say anything and then you pay them doesn't necessarily make sense. So what we have done up there, and it's something we could do here, is I meet with the city manager Tuesday before the council meeting. We go through the agenda, we talk about it. Do I need to be there? Do I not need to be there? What is your preference? And that's kind of how we've handled it there. But Zoom works great, but I anticipate that I'd like to have a personal presence here too, maybe once a quarter or so, something like that.
Yeah. So I agree. I think personal is also very important. However, I do have another question. So under Section 6, compensation B, travel time for all in-person meetings will be billed at 50% discount or $150 per hour. Can you explain that 50% discount for me, please?
Yeah. So the idea is that, and those are only for requested, if you guys request me to be here,
Only for that?
then then the travel time would be billed at 150. Because you're on like a bus and it's hard to do work, and so the idea was to discount that rate. But if it's me coming over here because I just want to have a personal connection, I don't bill for that at all.
Okay.
So I'm over here on my dime tonight.
Yeah. I mean, so I would have a request just because this is a contract, right? And at the end of the day, it's not so much what the word that matters, but the contract. Could you probably just add that to that part, something like if requested by the city of Sunnyside, just that language added on. That way there's no confusion down the road.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Include that in a motion
Okay.
with, just add that to the motion when you're ready to make it or someone's ready to make it.
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that maybe we can request him to add, if he comes out here out of his own will, that there will be no charge or additional charge to the city? I didn't see that on here. So maybe it
Yeah.
would be good to include in the motion, just for clarity. Any other questions? No? You have a question?
Just making noise.
Okay. Counselor Galvan, did you have a question?
No.
Saw you, okay. Just saw you leaning into the microphone. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I just want to thank you all for, bringing us to the table. Our mission is to bring top tier legal services to rural communities that haven't in the past necessarily been served. And I say that from personal experience. I grew up in Wrangell, and Seattle was 1,300 miles away. Anchorage was 1,500 miles away. They could care less about answering an email, answering a phone call, coming down to be at a city council meeting. We had city attorneys in Wrangell for 10 or 15 years that had never visited. And it's not right. Frankly, it's not right. And so we have a very big passion for public service and folks that do the good work that you do. So very, very proud to be a part of this team.
Thank you. Go ahead, Counselor Chavez.
Can you give us the names of the attorneys that will be working with us?
Yeah, so me, Robert Luce, Kimberly Smith is the deputy that worked with me at the city of Boise. And the other one is Hannah, oh shoot, she just started like 2 days ago. Hannah
Is it possible?
Kimball, Hannah Kimball.
Is it possible to meet with, just kind of get the faces of the individuals that will be working with?
Yep, absolutely. We could do that. I know you have a planning session once a month. That might be a place to do that.
Monday.
Yeah.
First. Or something.
Go ahead, Counselor Galvan.
So Rob, just a clarification. Earlier you stated that Boise and Sunnyside were the same form of government. Looking it up right now, I see that Boise is a mayor and council form of government. Just want to share it. Sunnyside is council manager.
Well,
government.
You're right. I misspoke there. Boise did have a mayor. The actual day-to-day operations, how that ran, was his chief of staff. The mayor actually functioned more in a political capacity there. But you're right, from the way it's written in code, that you are correct. The city of Wrangell is a true home rule city manager type of a situation. So.
Okay.
Thank you for the correction.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else to add since you've been in constant communication?
No, my recommendation was vetted through another attorney who has kind of a larger knowledge of the services of attorneys, and especially one that would work best here in Sunnyside. And that's kind of what I was looking for, is the future for the city here, as to somebody I felt would work best with this council.
Thank you for doing the legwork on that, Mr. Haley. What is the desire of council if there are no further questions?
I move to approve the resolution for municipal consulting services and authorize the city manager to sign the professional service agreement with Mike Bailey and of local government finance not to exceed $10,000.
I think there were amendments.
Yeah, there were some
Okay.
amendments.
That's somebody,
There were some amendments, Counselor Chavez.
but there was that 10.
Could we go ahead?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did have the amendments on that.
It was the wrong one.
That's the wrong item. You read for the consultant.
Motion, we have it here.
With the amendments, she's
Okay, they moved the amendments.
wrote the amendment down, so maybe.
Read the wrong.
Okay,
I move to approve the resolution for the city attorney and authorize the city manager to sign the professional service agreement with the law firm of Malik and Malik Boise, Idaho, for the legal services of Rob Lucy and the city of attorney for the city of Sunnyside.
With the amendment of, on section 6 under compensation, add a language, if travel is requested by the city of Sunnyside, then that travel fee will be applied.
Think- And I think we're also adding, if they end up coming here, there will be no additional charge to the city. Right? Okay. Okay. So there's a motion on the table. Is there a second?
Second. Oops.
Oh, okay. I think that was Counselor Zasati by just a hair. Motion by Counselor Chavez, seconded by Counselor Zasati. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Chavez,
Yes.
Counselor Zasati,
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez,
Yes.
Counselor Dolan,
Yes.
Counselor Galvan,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart.
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion carries. Contract is approved. So, oh, I'm doing it? Okay. So we're moving on to our next item, and that is your oath of office. Do you want to step up over in front of Hector, and I'll come right on down? Yeah, sure.
You're part of the team now.
We're nice, we promise.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'll come right down. Oh, courtesy of Deputy Mayor. Okay. Oh, should I just do it? Okay.
Get that in case we have a picture or something. Must be my.
Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Robert B. Luce,
I, Robert B. Luce,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the city attorney
faithfully discharge the duties of the city attorney
of the city of Sunnyside
of the city of Sunnyside
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Mr. Lutz, I'll have you sign when you get a chance.
She's like the grandmas when they give you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not really.
Around.
Nice to meet you. It's good to stand up. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Remember that face.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to Sunnyside.
Hi, Leticia. Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oops.
Mhm. I just happen to be wearing it. I have more.
I need to see you. But it's nice to have.
Okay. Moving forward. Resolution for approval of limited assignment PSA with Audie Murphy Wallace. Mr. Haley.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a limited assignment agreement with the law firm of Ogden Murphy Wallace for the legal services to complete the interrogatories specifically related to the Munson Vetter Development LLC case. All the litigation matters are driven by deadlines, and failure to meet those deadlines can have major consequences for successfully managing legal risks. Sometimes meritorious positions are lost simply by delay. Damages in the Munson Vetter case are very large. This process was originally started by the law firm of Ogden Murphy Wallace, and without their continuity of discovery sanctions, failing to meet scheduled order deadlines, and losing momentum in managing pretrial processes of motion and discovery exposes the city to significant risks.
Any questions for Mr. Haley regarding this item? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor Hart.
Yes. Mr. City Manager, the limited, I was looking for the word, limited assignment, is that based on the number of interrogatories that we need to have taken?
Right. The document that is involved in pretrial discussions, and it's all about investigations, answering questions, different parties that are participating in it. It also requires proof of documentation or proof of statements that are necessary, is about 125 questions. Typically, these things are around 30. So we have a very, very extensive interrogatories that have to be answered, and they are governed by a certain time frame. We received that with a 30-day turnaround. We're seeking an extension of that for another 60 days, but it would be highly risky for us to turn this over to a new attorney and start the process over when Ogden Murphy Wallace has already started it. And this limited contract just simply allows them to finish this one project. And then we are canceling or terminating the agreement as we originally proposed.
Thank you.
Any further questions? So given that we now have new counsel, my question to you, Pat, to put on the record is that Mr. Luce couldn't take this on because the project had already started.
Right. Documents have been collected. Some of those discussions have already been taking place. It's all recorded, has to be done by an attorney. The idea of duplicating the work that's already been done seems wasteful. It's just a matter of them finishing the work that they started in this and getting it done in the time frame that's necessary. Again, just because we changed attorneys does not change the deadline. And so there's amount of time that a new law firm would have to ramp up, become familiar, start the process again, all of that. Again, there's significant risk to the city in this process, and so the request is just simply let them finish the task.
Okay, I see Councilor Galvan, then Councilor Chavez, and then Councilor Dolan. Just go in that order.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you, Mr. Haley. And for the simple reason that, you know, at the finance subcommittee, you know, we learned that city attorney services, claims and litigations, we budgeted 50,000 for this year and we're already at 80,000. We're over budget just for claims and litigation. And if we do not let this firm, Ogden and Murphy, like you said, they're just gonna be repeating what Ogden and Murphy already did. So I strongly believe that we need to let this law firm continue with this litigation.
Councilor Chavez, and then I'll go to Councilor Dolan.
What are we looking at time-wise on this?
Well, it's driven by a deadline, so they have to, you know, meet the deadline. And so I can't say how long it takes to do these things. It's gathering the information, interviewing people, documenting that. I do not have an estimate of how much time. When it was given back to me from the law firm saying, you know, we were in the process of completing this. I'm sorry, but I got to give it back to you. And you're going to have to figure out how to get this done.
So how will the city be billed for this?
They'll be billed at the hourly rate that is part of their original contract, which had about 4 different attorneys involved in it. And so some is data collecting, some is actual interviews. Either way, we're going to have an attorney do this. There's no way around that.
Councilor Dolan.
I move to approve the resolution for the limited agreement, the limited assignment of legal services, and authorize the city manager to sign the professional services agreement with the law firm of Ogden Murphy Wallace for the completion of the interrogatories specifically related to the Munson Better Developing LLC case.
A second.
Got a motion by Counselor Dolan, a second by Counselor Galvan. Is there further discussion? No. I would like updates on where we're at with this, so we know that they're moving along as quickly and but still thoroughly as they can.
Right.
Because we will be billed per hour on this. Okay, any other questions? Hearing none. Counselor Chavez,
Yes.
Counselor Sisati,
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez,
Yes.
Counselor Dolan,
Yes.
Counselor Galvan,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart,
Yes.
and I too vote yes for the good of the order. Okay, moving on to item J. This is a resolution for approval of PSA with Mike Bailey for municipal finance consulting, but we did agree to move this after executive session. We're still agreeable to that.
Yes.
Okay, so that being the last item on,
There was that
Agenda.
one.
There's the
More.
federal.
okay, that's what I didn't
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
So I don't have that one.
So this is a resolution for federal aviation grant agreements for AIG 3-53-0074-014 and AIP 3-53-0074-015 for airport perimeter fencing improvement. That's a mouthful.
Can we,
Oh, I'll bring it back to myself, sorry.
Any questions for Mr. Mejia? Go ahead, Mr. Mejia.
The city is the owner and operator of the Sunnyside Municipal Airport. The airport actually serves business on the airfield, general aviation, corporate aviation, and airlift, Northwest, and life flight services. The airport supports an average of 24,000 aircraft annual operations. By comparison, adjacent airports have the following numbers of operations: from Prosser Airport to 13,200, Richland Airport 45,500, and Desert Air 3,250. The airport is encumbered by grant assurance as federal funding and continues to be provided to support improvements on the airfield focused on safety, security, and pavement preservation. The Federal Aviation Administration required the city to prepare an airport layout plan, which was completed in 2024. The funding received through the Airport Improvement Program can only be used on capital needs identified in the airport layout plan. One of the highest priority projects on the airfield is to secure the airfield with a deterrent fence. Currently, the airfield has unrestricted areas or access for motorists and pedestrians. Without full-time staff on the airfield to monitor daily activities, having unrestricted access to the airfield is a major safety and security concern. Ongoing documents concerns include vehicle exits from Highway 241 into the runway safety area and runway protection zone. Adjusting agriculture uses the runway to turn around with farm equipment, and pedestrian and bicyclists access both the taxiways and runways. These events are considering because pilots cannot clearly observe ground operations. And I am here to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Mejia?
Um,
Go ahead, Counselor Vasquez.
no, just once again, to put on the record, this is going to be covered 95% by grant, and then the 5% will be a match from the city of Sunnyside, which will just be a total of $13,664.
Yes, so the funding is actually $146,621 entitlement funding. These funds expire May 29th, 2026. 7,716 local share of entitlement funding. 130, that was for the, AIG. For the AIP, 113,000 airport infrastructure grant funding. These funds expire May 29th, 2026. And 5,948 local share for the airport infrastructure grants, which came out to a total of 273,285 of the funding that's requested.
Perfect. Thank you for that breakdown.
Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Mayor.
Uh-huh.
So this is the second part of the earlier motion that resolution that we made. So this is just to to execute the grant agreements then.
Correct.
With the federal monies, okay. Well, I so move to approve that.
You want to read the,
Okay.
into the record?
Oh, I just have what in front of me here. So approve a resolution to allow the interim city manager to execute grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration.
No second.
Okay.
Okay, motion by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councilor Vasquez. Further discussion? Hearing none. Councilor Chavez?
Yes.
Councilor Sasaki?
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez?
Yes.
Councilor Dolan?
Yes.
Councilor Galvan?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart?
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, now that being the last item on the agenda, we'll move into public comments. Is there anybody else that signed up for public comment, for general comment? Nobody?
There's one arm back there.
Afterwards.
Do we already approve that?
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to sign up?
Oh, gosh.
I'll put that. Oh.
We may have to. You know, it's parking tomorrow night.
Oh, it's 7:50. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, because we got 4.
We're still not at time. It's barely 8.
No, I'm just saying if it goes on,
Oh.
you know.
Okay, first on the list is Jim Stevens.
That was a good vote for the airport. I used to fly out here and I can't imagine coming down there and there's a coyote or a deer running across the airport runway. It's difficult enough to land an airplane without that. Just some things about protocol. There weren't any agendas here for the audience to have ahead of time online. The agenda was not accurate. It wasn't fully listed in there. The issue of recusal, I think we need to be pretty particular about that. If there's any conflict of interest, I think we need to look seriously at recusing yourself. And that would include being a member of a group. It doesn't have to be financial gain. And then as a matter of protocol for the state of Washington and also for the city of Sunnyside, when you have a vote, if there's not if it's not a tie, then the mayor doesn't vote. There's only special situations in which the mayor would vote.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead and finish.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm just clearing my throat. Sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead and finish, Mr.
No, that was it. Anyway, I think we ought to look at those and we ought to make sure we follow the rules. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Next on the list is Britton Moore.
Hi, good evening. Britton Moore, Sunnyside. Just a quick question going back to the sewer vac truck. Had some questions. Several of you weren't here back then, but it was hard to hear the price and also without an agenda and some of the stuff that wasn't on the agenda until later, it was hard to follow. Back at a meeting March 24th of 2025, there was a resolution done. It was resolution number 23 on the source well contract. I've got the contract number 10122V. And it was for the price of 600, and we couldn't hear the price, $650,000. And it was approved by council. So just for clarification for myself and for the audience, do we not have the money for that truck?
We do have the money.
We do have the money.
Yeah, and that's why we're having the budget amendment.
Okay, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. It was just, it was hard to hear. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Last on the list is Sharon Dolan.
Sharon Dolan, Sunnyside. Why are you laughing? Anyway, I have received text messages during this meeting about why the mayor is on her phone. You don't have your computer here, but people are asking if you're texting during the meeting and they would like to do records requests. Maybe your computer's broken, I don't know, but I have received about 10 text messages about why you are on your phone. That's public record.
So for clarification, I wasn't able to get onto my laptop, so I'm using my council phone to look through the agenda. And if you all want to file public records request, I'm more than happy to generate those. Yeah. Well, you're the one that did the public comment, so I'm just addressing you. And this is a council phone. And so these were all assigned to all of us here. That was it on the list. All right, moving forward, items from council members, mayor's appointments for boards and commissions. So the Rules Committee did not have a chance to meet. We did get an application for Parks and Recs yesterday, but we're going to meet this week and we'll be reviewing that, those applications and then bringing them forward for council approval the next time that we convene. Other reports, announcements under questions by council. I'll go ahead and start at the bottom over there with Councilor Chavez.
We were able to visit the Boys and Girls Club 2 weeks ago. I think we had some good feedback, but I think that's something that we probably would like to maybe table in regards to for the Boys and Girls Club. And I also got the email from our chief of police for our meeting for this week, 4 p.m.
Thursday at 4, Public Safety Committee. Yep. Perfect.
Is that it?
I'm done. Thank you.
And what do you mean by tabling the boys and girls?
I mean, I think that's something that I think as council, we need to bring it together in regards to talking about more about the Boys and Girls Club. Our city manager, did you get any of the information from them?
No, I haven't followed up with them, but I think the meeting, which is an amazing facility that
It is.
but they clearly said that's not how they started. So, you know, we have to look at their beginnings. And it really needs a community champion. I think that's the point, is that you need somebody that's just driving this thing. And so that's something that we might work on as a council, of finding that champion that can push it through, because there's lots of steps and processes.
And that's why I think it's a good idea that we talk about it a little bit more, because I mean, it's something that I would love to bring here, but that almighty dollar's tough. And it'd be really hard on our city to be able to fork something out like that. Thank you.
Councilor Cesati.
Just to follow up with that, yeah, the tour was amazing. The program's amazing. Everything they provide for the children there is just, I was in awe, but my jaw dropped even further when we were talking about numbers, and it's hard to think like, yes, we can do this, let's do this, but it's going to take a village to get this off the ground. And like Pat said, you know, it's going to be baby steps, and we just have to stay focused and form a group and, you know, little by little, hopefully get there. So that's all.
Thank you for the update. Councilor Vasquez.
Yeah, so no announcements today, but I do have a few well, I have a few questions. In regards to the Community and Economic Development Commission, just searching them up on the City of Sunnyside website, our members, we actually have 7 active members as of right now, but they will all be ending June 30th, 2026. And I was getting some feedback from some of the members telling me that they were hearing that it wasn't ending until 28, but it's actually this year.
You are correct, and I did look that up. And I did advise the committee members
Okay.
that it will be ending this year.
Okay, perfect. So with that said, I just also wanted some direction in regards of, the application process. How are we going to be putting this information out for our community and letting community know, because we're already at the end of May. We're entering June here soon. That's going to be 1 month, and a month goes by really quick, and I'm on that. So I just want to make sure. I've been getting a lot of feedback from current members, and I hear about almost more than half of them are not seeking to renew their application. They're not seeking to stay on that board. So I'm just kind of worried at the fact of like, what's the process to put the applications out to get community members to be interested, just because time seems to be running out. And so that there's enough and sufficient time for community members to, 1, know that there's going to be openings to apply, and 3, have a board that's ready for at least, come July.
Yes. So I'm working on putting an advertisement out on our website to update the community and allow them to reach out to the city if they want to apply. I know it's an application process that obviously goes to rules and committee.
Yeah.
And then it will be brought to the council.
Okay. And, this is just something that I've just it's been on my head, and I'm like, we need to have something ready. So I just wanted to bring that up into everyone's attention.
Yeah, I did email Mr. Haley earlier this month. I think you've been copied on those emails. Asking him and I think Jafet to make sure that we're updating that on the website. And I think it is now updated on the website, right, Jafet? The vacancies for the Economic Community Development.
The amount of vacancies for each board and commission has been updated, but each board and commission has an individual page that some of that information might be
Still outdated.
Yeah, our clerk used to take care of keeping up on that information. I would have no idea who is currently on any of those commissions. So if we can get the information, we can put it on the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think what you might also be getting at is making the announcement about these vacancies.
Yes.
Right? Because, okay, yeah, that's what I had asked as well. So, Mr. Haley, is that something that we can work with you to make sure it's reflected on the website and we can make an announcement that these positions are open?
Yeah, that there'll be many openings for these boards.
Yes, we have a new clerk starting tomorrow, so I'll be asking for her help.
Okay. With that, all of that being said, I know we've talked about discussing, the boards and commissions and looking at it all again and trying to maybe like make changes, because these are long-term commitments. Again, going back, these were like 4-year commitments, and I heard feedback that, some of the members, family emergencies occurred and they weren't able to step up, and we just had a lot of, like, sometimes we didn't have a quorum, like these meetings didn't have a quorum, and maybe just kind of like dividing it in half, making it not such of a long-term commitment. So, maybe doing a workshop, I would push for a workshop. That way we could all get together and discuss what we can do, what we can better and change. So that's something that I would request, and maybe I could just add that. Are we still doing that council report where we add?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll just add it there.
Do you want to add it to the next the workshop on Monday? You want to add a section?
Yeah, I'll actually add a
Start the
section.
discussion?
Yes. And that's it from me.
Thank you. Counselor Dolan.
Well, I too have attended the Boys and Girls Club tour. That was pretty impressive. I think we need some big money to get something like that started. Big sponsors from maybe the other side of the mountains, Boeing, Microsoft, some of them, because that was an impressive facility. And One thing I noticed when I was there, that there was no individual without a smile on their face. That place was just packed full of kids that were having fun and enjoying each other's company, and I was very impressed with it. Oh, I also wanted a clarification about a previous action on the flying of the flag in front of the
City Hall.
City Hall downtown. Is that was that stricken from the?
We didn't include it in the motion.
It was stricken.
Yeah, we didn't include it in the motion.
That's it for me.
Thank you. Counselor Galvan?
Nothing to report.
Deputy Mayor?
I know there must be something. But I have nothing to read.
Lions.
Oh, you want me to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay, then I do have something. You almost got off easy there. But I do have, I don't have a copy of it in front of me, but I pretty much know it by heart. You have a copy of it? You know, this has kind of been, we've been doing this, the Lions Club, Sunnyside Lions Club has kind of taken on responsibility for forming the annual 4th of July celebration every year. And so we've been doing that since, well, I think it's been 95, but it could be in 96. It's been so long. But we've been hosting it with the cooperation and support of the city of Sunnyside. And we bring together, it's a day of fun and family and patriotism, and it's all free of charge. You know, last year we included a day at the pool. We had sponsorship for a day at the pool, afternoon at the pool. We had the fireworks. We had vendors down at the football field. Somebody asked me earlier about how many people attend, and it's a little hard to tell you how many people attend because they all kind of park outside the football field, those who don't come inside, and they park along Lincoln Avenue and behind the schools there on 16th and over along Yakima Valley Highway and down through the bus garage lane down that way, and over in south at the Eastway parking shopping center, which isn't called that anymore, but it's across from the high school. Plus people can see it from the hill as well. But the thing of it is when we started doing this, and I think this is why it's such a passion for me, when we first started doing the 4th of July celebration in Sunnyside, we were the only community in the lower Yakima Valley that did not have a 4th of July celebration. Zilla did, Granger did, Grandview did, Prosser did, Mapton did, although theirs is a war zone, but they still had one. So we got together, the Lions got together, and we decided we wanted to have a 4th of July celebration in our community. First it was small, then it got bigger. We had politicians there. Some of them were running for office, some of them were already in office. But the thing of it is throughout all of that, when we started asking for money for the 4th of July fireworks show, which became very popular very quickly, the city of Sunnyside supported that endeavor as well. And throughout the years, it has been in our contingency fund, a line item that has come up to usually $5,000 for the Lions to order the fireworks. Now, we put on a show, an $8,000 show every year that I've been able to manage it, get enough money to do that. So it's, again, coming up. This year, we're going to be celebrating America's 250th anniversary with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. We're going to have, the pool is going to be open again. We're getting some good support for that. We're getting some good support for the people who are going to do a little mini Reader's Theater on the Declaration, signing of the Declaration of Independence. Then, of course, we have games down there. We have bingo. We have face painting. We have all coloring contests. We have all kinds of fun stuff. And we invite the community to come down. We'll have the Lower Valley Honor Guard be there. We're going to try to honor as many branches of the military that can be there, as well as Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and any other explorers, police explorers, and even some volunteer firemen, should we get them down there as well. So, so my request tonight is, as Alliance and having been served as the chair of that committee, which is why it's kind of been difficult for me to vote on it every time, because I feel a little like I shouldn't, but I want to desperately vote on it and say, yes, we should do this, because every dollar goes directly towards making this event possible. Every dollar that we get from the city, that goes right back into the 4th of July celebration. So I'm hoping that one of the other things I wanted to mention about attendance, you don't know how many people are there until you turn on the lights at the end of the show. And then that field is full of blankets and little kids and chairs and grandmas and grandpas, clear to the 50-yard line on that football field and up into the stadiums as well. So I just hope that the council can see their way clear tonight to sponsor the fireworks show again this year in the amount of $5,000. And even though we asked for a waiver on the fireworks, the police standing by, we love you as firemen. We feed you at least once a year, and the police chiefs, crews, we do them too. We always manage to get more food to them than as the case may be. So we'll figure out something. Don't worry, I'll figure out something. But anyway, that's my request. That's a little bit of the history. And I certainly hope that we can celebrate the Declaration of Independence with a huge fireworks show this year. Thank you.
So I'll be making a request for this amount here at our next council meeting, so the council can vote on supporting that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Hart. Up on, I think the last thing on the agenda here to go over is actually upcoming council meetings and then city manager report. So I'll give that over to you.
Our workshop next Monday at 6 o'clock will include a financial update from our finance director. Be going over our financial situation and answering any questions, giving an update on her progress for reconciling all of our books over the last few years. We'll also be discussing the process for a permanent city manager and going through that process. It's typically about 4 months it takes to do that, so we should probably get that started. And that might include using a firm that we've done in the past or selecting a new firm. I'll have options for you to consider for that at our upcoming retreat. That's my report. I'll go through staff here to provide any additional comments. Leo, anything?
I don't have any comments.
Okay. Hector?
Yes, so was contacted by Pete Marquez for the usage of the baseball field at Sunnyview Park. He has a baseball club, Monarch Baseball, and they're wanting to clean up the area, edge the field, drag the dirt, make it more playable, have access to water so they can practice there. They'll be practicing about once a week during the summer. It's a summer program that he's getting together. I have a baseball team schedule that they'll be playing in games, so they just want to use Sunnyview Park as practice for right now, with a possible future using it to make at least 1 or 2 fields the size of where they'll be able to play baseball. But I'll bring that to council, obviously, during that possible time. That's future discussions. But, they want to use the baseball fields for this summer. He has sent me insurance, so he'll be covering his own insurance. He'll be taking care of all the maintenance out there. I did bring it up to our city manager. So I'm updating council with that. On that, we have also been donated flags by the Rotary. They're paying the cost for all 32 flags that we will be purchasing under them. just to also update you on the grants through Capital Path that's been working on them. We have made it past the small list. So we will be being funded for the East Edison Bridge and the headworks at the sewer treatment plant for the fiscal year of 2027. Once May 21st, I believe, was Friday. That's when we were supposed to find out. I hadn't heard anything that day, so I did make contact with John Colton on Sunday as I was writing my memo for the council.
Hector, so just for clarification, those are federal funds?
Yes, those are the
Because
federal funds.
we also worked for state funds. Any updates on those? Because I also reached out, but I haven't heard back.
The state funds, that is, those are the ones I'm working on right now also.
No, we also asked for a state money back in January when Jim Bridges was still here. I believe it was myself, Tom Dolan, and Leticia who
Okay,
yeah,
I will follow up on that one. So, and then we have hired a code enforcement. They will start June 1st. Jason Moore, who is in the street departments right now, will be coming to code enforcement. So we have an opening in the street department. And we're working with the pool, all staff, summer staff has been asked if they would like to come back or be part of it. Everybody said yes. So summer swimming pool starts, we'll be going. I believe tomorrow we'll be doing some cleanup between 5:30 and 6 or 7:30. Tomorrow and Thursday. And then Thursday's the second Harvest Food Drive, which will be closing off of Edison parking lot. That's where they'll be having the semi and other volunteers there to give out food. So, and then Friday I'll be working with Leo and Miss Mejia on the other 2026 fiscal year money that we received back in 2025 to get caught up.
Mhm. And you said Rotary donated flags. Are those the flags that go up on the?
Yes, they're the flags that are 6x8s, 5x10, bigger flags. They're varieties of flags that they'll be purchasing for us.
Okay, we'll tell them thank you on behalf
Yes.
of all of us. Which Rotary? Morning, noon?
Daybreak.
Daybreak. So, yes.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all I got.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
For the baseball, is it for youth or adults are gonna be playing?
It'll be for youth.
The youth.
Yes.
Okay. And did he mention if he still had like openings for the youth that wanted to join, or is it just?
I believe so. I can reach out to them tomorrow and ask, and then I'd be happily to let you know.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cameron.
Senate Rep, excuse me, sent my report earlier this morning. Had a fairly busy week, 124 calls for service. Brings our yearly total to 1,815. Participated in just over 115 training hours, bringing our annual total to 1,928. And one other thing I just wanted to throw out there is we had a donation of a pallet of drinking water to the fire department. I was not able to get the name of the individual or individuals who made that donation. So I would just like to publicly thank those, that community member or members who made that donation to the fire department. It, as we go into a very expected hot, rigorous summer, drinking water is quite literally a lifesaver. So to those who did, thank you very, very much.
Chief? I sent my report out yesterday. I've got just a couple of things. We were awarded a health grant through the Criminal Justice Training Commission. We'll be able to update some of our workout equipment here at the police station. In my report, I'd mentioned that we were awarded a Bureau of Justice vest grant. I got the amount for that. It's $5,143. And so what that does is we buy our bulletproof vests. They reimburse us when we submit for that up to that amount. And then also in my report, I mentioned that we had a shooting a week ago on Cemetery Road. And since we've been here at council, they arrested 2 people on that. So we've got 2 people in custody. So that's all I have.
Hector? I mean, Jafet? You look like Hector. Did I say that lately?
I don't have much. We got a lot of projects going on, a lot of, updates to the network. But I did want to mention that we lost one of our guys here last week. So we will be shorthanded for a little bit. And we'll be looking to replace. It's Leo that found another opportunity. So, but just working along.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Nothing
So
else?
Go to executive session, yeah.
Okay. So now we will recess into executive session. Thinking 10 minutes, 15 minutes? 15? Okay. We're going to recess for about 15 minutes. Rob, could you please join us for this executive session? No action will be taken in this executive session. If I can ask everybody else to please let me know when you're ready, Jafet.
Head down to Homer,
Okay.
spit and. Yeah. When you go? July, end of July, somewhere in the, after the Kings go through.
Okay. Okay, everybody, we're coming out of executive session. No action. No action. No action was taken or will be taken. So now coming back into regular council session, we still need to discuss item J, resolution for approval of PSA with Mike Bailey for Municipal Finance Consulting. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up just like a regular agenda item. And I can allow Mr. Haley to start the conversation, and then if there's any other questions from council, we can go ahead and entertain those then.
I'm sorry, I've got to find the agenda bill that.
Got to find my agenda too,
On 13.
the packet.
What did you say, page 13?
Yeah, 113.
113?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, thank you. I'm sorry for being delayed there. This is a professional service agreement with Mike Bailey of Local Government Finance to provide consulting services related to the management and operation of our city finance department. Mike Bailey is one of the most respected individuals in municipal finance. The city has been challenged in recent years with significant turnover in the finance department. The intent is to have.
Oh, sitting right next to me so I could hear him.
Could I read it again? Okay. This is a professional service agreement with Mike Bailey of Local Government Finance to provide consulting services related to the management and operation of the city's finance department. Mike Bailey is one of the most respected individuals in municipal finance. The city has been challenged in recent years with significant turnover in the finance department. The intent is to have an objective evaluation of our financial condition and have Mike provide some guidance on how we might structure this department moving forward. The city of Yakima used Mike to guide them in a priority-based budgeting and help them to restructure their department to utilize leading practices in municipal finance. So, among the various positions I'm trying to fill is our finance director position. We can't have somebody working remote in Alabama. And so the question that is there is personnel that Monica has brought in to replace her. She has doubts about him as a finance director in municipal finance. And I've never hired a finance director before, so I'm hearing two sides of the story where one side is saying that person is not ready for that finance director role. Another person saying they are ready. And I'm wanting to bring in somebody who, like every other position I've tried to fill, utilize senior expertise in the evaluation of that process. Mike Bailey is a longtime finance director at multiple cities. He is a CPA. He's got a master's in business administration. And so he worked for MRSC for many years as a financial advisor, conducted seminars through AWC, and currently is semi-retired as a consultant. So the idea is that he would come here and evaluate what our situation is and what is the best structure for moving forward. Because this is probably one of the biggest decisions for the city over the next few years. So I want it to be a good one. And so I'm contacted Mike. As I said, he worked in Yakima. So initially I got information from the city manager there, Vicki Baker, who said that they had doubts about how Yakima was running in their city. And they brought in Mike to do an assessment of that and worked with the council to best structure the city department. So that's what this professional service agreement is. It's specific to a task, and it has a not to exceed amount.
Questions for Mr. Haley? Go ahead,
So-
Councilor Chavez.
I have a question real quick. So we're obviously talking about Leo, correct?
We are talking about Leo.
Okay. Now, did she report what was the issues that she had found?
Yeah, he's not getting done what she wants done. And so that's concerning to her. He tells her he has, his tasks are supervisors of the finance clerks. That's what his job is as financial supervisor. And having never been a municipal finance director, that after 2.5 months, I've got to make an assessment of whether or not he's the guy to take over that job. And I'm not sure that I'm capable of making that decision. So I'm trying to have a third party, somebody who knows and who's also CPA, whether or not a private practice CPA can come in and become the municipal finance director for the city of Sunnyside. That's a big decision. So
I just have a quick question for legal. Are we allowed, is this personnel conversation?
Stick to the contract piece.
Okay,
right.
okay. I feel like we can't be having those conversations when it's regarding personnel.
So for our attorney, if you see that we're doing something wrong, you know what, call us out on it. Trust me, you say, hey, we can't talk about that. And I think that would be really ideal for all of us because we're still in this role, kind of learning the process of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question. So you are wanting to contract Michael Bailey to help you decide that might be
Restructuring of how Pat can handle the restructuring of the finance department. Is that still personnel?
hire.
I think that's probably still.
There's we need to assess where,
You can come up here and use the microphone whenever you need to. Sorry.
we need to assess how our department is working. Monica has left the city in February. She's a professional service contract. She has a specific task, scope of work that she's supposed to do. So her contract is going to come to an end. So I have to make a decision of who's going to be the next finance director. And
Go ahead, Councilor Cesati.
Well, I guess I'm having a little, I just don't want to cross the borders on personnel issues, but I just find it a little difficult when we don't have the budget's not reconciled yet. and we don't know where we stand, and to have that extra expense. I personally have sat in the finance meetings, and I think Leo is very competent. I mean, he has new ideas, great ideas that I think are working so far. I mean, I'm not in Monica's shoes or anything, but it seems to be working, and maybe there's just a misconnect because they have different ideas on what works best. But so I'll just give that opinion because, like I said, I don't want to cross the line on any personnel comments.
Right. You know, what I'm looking for are flags. And flags are coming up, not just from one person, but from other staff members.
Let me come to Councilor Galvan since he hasn't gone, and then I'll come right back to you. Go ahead, Councilor Galvan.
So this contract would be for $10,000 at $220 an hour, equals out to 45 hours. Are we pretty confident that he can make the decision within those 45 hours?
Right. It's not to exceed that amount, so it could be less. And the idea is that he would have interviews, he would meet people, he would discuss, he would talk, get clarity on our financial situation, and provide a report as to how to best move forward. It's not making any decisions on positions. It's just making sure that the personnel that we currently have are the right positions if they are to be advanced to a very large position, if they're ready. You know, 2.5 months and never having been in the public sector is a scary decision to make, to advance that person to the finance director position. And I just want to make it more carefully. So I'm utilizing people who are far more experienced in finance. And I remember when I had my meeting here, when I was being interviewed, I told you I didn't come up through the finance department. So I don't know necessarily who's right and who's telling me what is correct. But I've been receiving all sorts of information from all sorts of different people. And flags are coming up. And I'm not wanting to ignore those flags. Yet I don't know, I need some more judgment as to how to move forward.
You have another?
A follow-up?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So you've been working with the individual for a while now. Do you have any, obviously, do you feel that that's really what we need to go that route?
I do, because I want a third-party assessment. I don't want this to come down to a battle of wills or a battle of personalities. And I don't want it to become a judgment based on, feelings. And a person's likability is a very important factor, and skill sets are a very important factor. But I don't want to move somebody into position at a level that they could not perform at. I mean, you're talking about auditors, RCWs, all sorts of rules that are necessary as a finance director. And if you're putting somebody in that position who's never had that role, you want to make that decision very carefully. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Councilor Dole.
Yeah, I was just thinking about his resume or what we've heard of his resume. I'm impressed because if you're working at MRSC, you have a fair amount of knowledge there. And sitting in finance today, in the finance committee meeting, I just started thinking, hearing this, that how wonderful it would be to have somebody like him sitting in that meeting with us and give us direction. I mean, there's a lot there to, it's not about getting a box of tissues, but there's a lot there to work with. I think if you have somebody with that kind of a background talking to our finance committee and how to go about things. I mean,
it could confirm.
We saw results.
Could confirm the direction that we want to go.
Yeah.
Could confirm that. But like I said, it's a bigger decision that I want to make in a vacuum. And I don't think any of us are qualified to make financial director decisions.
Well, and I don't think it's a matter of personalities. I think it's a matter of background and knowledge. And this guy sounds like he's got it.
If it's gonna take us, no more than $10,000 to finally help us determine the direction that we need to take the finance department and potentially save, a lot more millions down the road in either making the bad or wrong decision or the correct decision. I'm all for it.
We are on the 3 hour mark, so.
We were, yeah, and I was, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have one question.
We're
So,
coming to a
you know, we're talking about the $10,000 and I was just kind of thinking like, what if we divide it in half and not to change the contract or anything, but more so like an update at the 22-hour marks? Is it possible, like maybe like add language or kind of just like direct him to give us an update?
Kind of with Ogden Murphy Wallace, like.
Yes, kind of like a halfway mark and just kind of give us some direction or some feedback. That way we know if we want to continue or not. I think that would be wise to do.
Yes, I love that idea. It would, kind of get us halfway to say, are we making the direction that we want? These decisions are long-term, and if you look at our finance department, it's like, gosh, it's been through so many, and you need some continuity in that department to really figure out how things are going, and we just not have had it. And so I'm trying to make that decision for the group that will have the best long-term value.
Okay.
Councilor Sasaki?
So if this is regarding, hiring the right person or whatever, right personnel, so is he just gonna like job shadow to make sure they know they're up to par, the level, or?
Well, I'll leave that up to him. He's done this many other places. And so he actually was very enthusiastic about it, saying, I love doing these kind of projects. So he will probably conduct interviews and get information and background and get kind of a 30,000 view of where we're at and how we're doing. He also has so many knowledges of RCWs, he can know where we're in the shadows, and we don't want to be in the shadows.
You have anything to add, Deputy Mayor? I saw you.
Well, I think that since,
Could you use your microphone, please?
oh, sorry. I pushed it away so I wouldn't be tempted to talk. No, but I felt like since I appreciate the idea of having the professional services agreement with this gentleman. I think we need to do that. I think that'll settle a bunch of questions that we have, that we just want to make sure that we're going down the right direction. We feel like we are kind of moving in the right direction with working with the finance department. They, especially now, I think we've had less Alabama hands and more Sunnyside hands on the finances, and I think that we're getting pretty good results for the questions that we have. And he's also, so I think that if this gentleman, Mr. Bailey here, could come in and confirm that, or maybe point us in a whole nother direction, I think it's worth the money to do it.
I agree.
I was kind of wary with the idea just because, like getting some feedback from the finance, we still don't really know where we stand on the budget. And, here's another contract for $10,000. And sometimes these hard decisions do have to come from a city manager, and they have to come very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the finance department is one, but then, the public works department is a whole nother beast to handle as well. And I feel like there's a lot of decisions that should be made very quickly in that department as well. So anyways, I feel that, the city manager should be able to conduct this as thoroughly and quickly as we can without needing a consultant. But seems like the majority of the council wants to go that direction, so.
I think we really need to. I think it'd be the professional thing to do. And I have some real strong feelings that I think that going through and looking at the budget and all the things that we have been doing, I think we're going to be surprised in a good way. We have several already good news situations have come up, and I think that we're going to see more.
Yeah, we're approaching the time for doing the 27 budget.
Right. So we need to have this done right away.
So we're either going to put it in the hands of somebody who's never done a municipal budget ever, going to put it in their hands to do it, for the first time ever, or we're going to utilize somebody who's done it many times and get it right. So this is the enormity of the decision and the time frame. It's got to,
Yeah, we have to.
the next thing that on my list.
When would we be starting on this?
June 1.
June 1?
Monday.
Like Monday.
And you would anticipate, how long do you think?
I think you could have something in 60 days. I just don't see a lot of time being spent on this. It's just pretty straightforward interviews, looking at our situation and making a recommendation. And we can hit it halfway, as you're saying, Karen.
Updates?
How we're doing progress. Give me 30 days an update.
Yeah. Well, just like Deputy Mayor mentioned, we are coming up on budget review, so we do really need to move quickly, along with the city manager search.
Yeah.
Another thing we need to move quickly on. But keeping germane to the discussion, what is a desire of council since we are over time now? We've hit the 3-hour mark.
So I move to approve the resolution for municipal consulting services and authorize city manager to sign the professional services agreement with Mike Bailey of local government finance not to exceed $10,000.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I would like to move to amend the motion and add at the end to receive a report at the halfway mark.
I agree with that.
And we make that part of the agreement.
You would
So
you make a motion to
I
amend.
move-
So now
yeah.
I need a second to amend the
I'll
motion.
second that.
Second to amend? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a motion to amend by Counselor Galvan, then that's seconded by Counselor Vasquez. Is there further discussion on the amendment? Hearing none. Counselor Chavez?
Yes.
Counselor Zasati?
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez?
Yes.
Counselor Dolan?
Yes.
Counselor Galvan?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor?
Yes.
And I too vote yes, motion carries.
Then we have to
Now we
do
have
another vote for the
The initial
motion.
That was the subsidiary.
Okay. So I believe there was a motion and a second,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Motion by Counselor Vasquez, seconded by Counselor Dolan? Okay, is there any discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Chavez?
Yes.
Counselor Zasati?
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez?
No.
Right, Counselor Dolan?
Yes.
That'd be no.
No, this was the initial one.
So we're backing.
Yeah, we're backtracking.
The
Oh.
first,
So can we reframe on that? Can we go back on?
You have to address the subsidiary motion.
Yeah.
which was
Which
voted
was
on.
the amendment.
Which was
The
voted.
one you had talked about.
Yeah, so now the motion on the
Included it.
table includes the halfway report.
So then so with the halfway report would be yes.
Yes.
Okay,
It's the main motion.
That's the main
That's
motion.
what we're voting on.
We're voting
okay,
On the
so
main
it is yes.
Change your vote if you want.
yes. I'll change my
Okay,
vote.
Counselor Dolan? I think I already went to, you
Yes.
said yes? Counselor Galvan?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hart?
Yes.
I too vote yes, motion carries. There you go.
Technically, should make a motion to adjourn.
There we go. Let's do that.
And then- we actually don't even entertain the motion to adjourn. But if there's no objection, we will adjourn our meeting.